Hydrous Den's almost complete, but it's not ready yet. 9 are on the way, and HuK has decided to back off here. He's not going to continue forward.
Yeah, I thought he might just drop a pylon here on the top right-hand side somewhere and be really aggressive.
Surely this is pretty good for Armani, though, that HuK couldn't commit to this properly. Because, I mean...
Oh, actually, there's only one cannon there. If you have just one cannon, it's going to be hard to defend properly against the Zerglings, but he warps in 2 Zealots.
Yeah.
Armani could have stayed, I think, and gotten a few more probes, but he wouldn't have been trading very well, though.
But Armani's economy is great, you know. He got away with so many drones early on. He's not going to really be building that much more. He's got the Hydralisk Den down. He's pumping up a big army. And you know that Ling Hydralisk is fantastic against what we see from HuK, especially without Blink and +2.
Yeah, it depends on the force fields a lot, whether or not HuK can deal with this well. If he attacks into this, it's going to be a disaster. He's going to start losing sentries so quickly. Armani manually targeting those sentries as well.
Down, and then the Lings come from the back. Fantastic start to that fight for Armani. And now there's only 3 sentries left. HuK is in a lot of trouble. And as you said, the key to success, and we see it every time in the WCS, in the Intel Stream Masters, at DreamHack, is going to be the force fields to defend this type of location in the middle here. And HuK is low on sentries, and now this is going to be very difficult to defend. And with a lot more units on the way for Armani, he's not going to let this advantage slip.
Yeah, the fact that HuK had to recall as well, that means that he's not going to have a photon of a charge here to walk with just yet. There's no cannon in his natural. And those Stalkers, they're sent forward to die on their own here.
They don't have Blink. There's Contaminate on the Twilight Council, on the Forge, sorry, so there's no +2. Blink's not finished yet. And this is a disaster for HuK. He moved out and got caught and stung in the middle of the map, and this is a very nasty way to take this first loss here. And unfortunately, Armani's just continuing to fight and push units to the other side of the map. He's broken through to the main base. He's got a couple of kills.
This is all in here by Armani. If HuK somehow holds, if he has enough Stalkers left over to have some kind of a small force, he's going to be
Blink
okay.
In +2.
Yeah,
he has to get there.
His Stalker count is solo. He's already lost so many of them. The Photon of a Charge bought him some time, but he can't buy time forever here.
I mean, even those force fields, I mean, they don't really do too much. They cut a couple of the Hydralisks up, but there's not enough power from HuK in this army. And Armani goes into the second base here, goes into the natural, moves back to take the fight if HuK is ready to engage. So is Armani. He's going to chase down that Immortal. No, if it's going to go back, he'll let it slip.
Yeah, Blink's actually completed now with +2 as well, but HuK is going to need some seriously good Blink back. The Immortal gets shit. Oh, he actually spared it.
Mothership core down. Zealot's going to die instantly, and there's so many Hydralisks here. HuK goes to the fight, but there's so many Lings on the minimap, which I see coming through to the backside of these Stalkers, and this looks like it's going to be it for HuK in game number 1 between these two, and this is going to be a GG moment. HuK has been broken, unfortunately, in map number 1, and Armani's going for the kill. There's only a few Stalkers left, and with everything being killed, unfortunately, HuK is also getting killed. And as we can see, this is a very sad moment. HuK is in tears probably. Likewise is Roddy, seeing a fellow Protoss brother go down like this. Trying to survive, trying to hold on. And he does blink forward, but blinks into the Zerglings, into the Hydrals, and here come the probes off the line. It's a fantastic start for the Samsung player. And everything is going to be cleared up here, Todd. A nice victory. JJ! Thought I'd bring my tasteless impression to DreamHack. 1-0 Armani.
Yeah, that was pretty good here by him. He got very fortunate, though. I feel like if HuK had been scouting consistently with hallucinations and he had spotted that this many Zerglings and Hydralisks were being made, he could have just not attacked, stayed at home, have the Photon of a Charge to work with, have enough force fields, I think, that his Stalkers and Zealots would have been able to deal properly with these Hydralisks. But now, you move out against this, you're forced to recall and you lose this many sentries, you already know you're in too much trouble.
Surely the mistake's just scouting in general. You've got so many sentries, you've got a lot of energy. I mean, you and Roddy said it earlier on today, is that when you have such a high sentry count and the advantage of having that is to scout all the time, he just had no idea what was going on and where his opponent's army was.
That's the thing, though. HuK has been playing Legacy of the Void. You don't need to make sentries because you make adepts and you kill your opponents.
Man. Adepts. They're great. Just like Armani's game number 1 was.
Just like Nathanias' answer on the panel as well. They're great.
Nathanias has been doing a great job, Todd.
He's
a great up-and-coming host.
He's grown up.
Literally up-and-coming. So game number 1 there in favor of Armani, but that's kind of a little bit of what we expected to see between these two. It's still early days in the tournament. The winner of this will go through in first place to the bracket stage, where we'll have 32 players playing in the bracket part of the tournament. Of course, single elimination all the way to the finals. It's a pretty soft group for both of these players as well. I mean, they're the two favorites in it, so they should be going through first and second no matter what
taking
happens
first
here.
place, we talked about how important it is, though. You don't want to try and avoid meeting too many first place finisher in the next group stage.
Yeah, the way that the round of 32 works with the bracket is that you obviously can't be on the same side of the bracket as the player that you advance through your group with, but you're going to be randomly drawn against another second place player if you're first, or if you're second, you're going to be randomly drawn against another first place finisher. So
you don't want to get like guys like SOS and stuff,
which you know that's going to more than likely going to happen here. So HuK needs to really try his best to turn this round up here to the top left hand side though of map number 2 between these two fantastic players is the Samsung Khan player Armani. Just 19 years of age, young guy.
What is this guy doing?
6 years older than me. 10 years older than you're 10 years older than him.
He's 20 only.
19, so 11. Sorry, I tried to make it round number, but
I hate you.
Down here to the bottom right side, it's a blue Protoss player, of course, from Team EG. It is HuK. In Control's favorite player at this tournament.
Yeah, HuK coming to this tournament is actually, to me, a little bit surprising. Like, you know, he's not in the running for WCS points or anything. It's kind of far for him, so I'm not sure what exactly like his goals are coming into this tournament.
Prize money, you can visit the wonderful city of Stockholm, hang out with friends that you're also, you know, playing friends with, and give it a good go in the tournament. Give it your best shot.
I've done that many times until I finally learned that it couldn't happen, and I turned commentator, so I guess I know.
Yeah, I never got to that stage. I was never good enough. I just turned straight commentator.
You just won tournaments on other games.
Oh,
and
yeah,
like,
I won tournaments on easy games and then pretended like I was a pro gamer. That's kind of my life. Armani comes into the main base here with a nice nearly drone scout. Did look like he could have been a bit funky with this drone, but he just wants to have a look what HuK's up to. Goes in, sees it is just going to be a typical gateway expansion. And there is a possible reaction here for Armani in the way that he opens up. Could deviate his build a little bit here. If he wants to get a later spawning pool, knows there's no cannon rush or anything like that happening, but goes in, still looking around.
Yeah, usually you don't go double hatch in this case.
Well, he's going to, though.
Wow.
And
I guess because HuK didn't scouts.
It's a very clear decision, obviously. He sees exactly what he's up against and has chosen this no matter what.
If you scout usually as Protoss and you see this, you can just make sure that Zealot finishes, you go across the map, you can delay some mining, get a bunch of drones sometimes as well. Your Nexus is slow down, sure, but then you're going to attack so much faster.
From a very newbie Zer perspective over here, whenever I saw an opponent open up Gateway Expand, or a lot of people, you're like, okay, well, obviously Gateway pressure could be on the card, so you want to be able to get defense up necessary, but 3 hatchery... very late spawning pool, just gone down this second, and Warp Gate Research could also just start this second as well. So HuK's going to go in, he sees the late spawning pool.
He probably regret cancelling his Zealot now, I think, because if he had that going across the map right now, surely it would have been so annoying for Armani to deal with, but
late scout from
HuK can't be happy now because of this. Just because of that simple fact alone. Usually, like, you start your Nexus now, you have the Zerg already on double hatch.
I caught a Chrono Boost on the Warp Gate Research there.
Well done.
So
that's why you're the best commentator.
Eyes, mate.
That's why you're the best.
I've still got it.
Everybody missed it.
I've still got it. I've still got it. But now what's HuK going to do then? Does he just turn this into like a, you know, a Roddy style 3-gate attack?
Since he went for a sentries,
he's still chrono boosting it.
It wouldn't be the same, but yeah, since he's still chrono boosting, I'm expecting at least 2 more gateways, sometimes even 3 more.
Go get him, HuK! Go get him! Show him who's boss!
Yeah, I think HuK is also expecting Armani to skip entirely on the gas, which Armani hasn't. I don't know if he scouted the gas, but usually if you think a Zerg completely skip on that gas, then... No, did HuK scout? Okay,
no, he doesn't know anything.
So he's probably expecting Armani not to have gas and speed coming anytime soon, in which case... any kind of aggression with a lot of gateway unit can be very good. Be it, you know, mass zealot swapping across the map, or even stalkers.
Well, the mothership core's on its way, and we've got 3 additional gateways. The probe's hidden in the middle of the map somewhere. I think it's towards the mid-south. And in goes Armani.
He didn't start speed.
He also doesn't see that there's chrono boost into the warp gate research too. The overlord on top of the cybernetics core. He sees the mothership core moving out, but what extent is this? He's going to find a hidden gateway at the back there. He obviously knows there's going to be a couple, or he has seen a couple of gateways at the front, so now he knows. Overlord on its way. He sees the pile and he sees the probes. Now it's time to defend this attack from HuK.
Yeah, but there's not going to be a roach warren. So if HuK was to start warping in a lot of zealots and just kind of camps there.
But the advantage also for Armani is that he's got a ton of lava from free hatch super early on.
Absolutely. He's going to be getting a lot of Zerglings here just now. HuK, is he getting probes still? He's committing everything to this, I think.
Yeah,
He's getting a few more.
Spinecrawler coming in, 16 lings on the way too. Zergling speed nowhere near done. HuK does successfully protect a pylon on the high ground, so he's going to be able to warp in here. Here's the Canadian going to be able to tie this series up. He's going to find an overlord, turns around to protect that pylon again. Sentry walked in. Does force field it, but the Queen is there to snipe that pylon.
Oh, she's not though. She's attacking the mothership core. HuK went for the Roddy build. Can he get the Roddy macro done as well? He's going to pull back behind the Zealous there.
The pylon stays alive. 2 Zealots get warped in to help the fight against the Zergling. Spinecrawler going to move though, so the pylon will go down in a second. Look how many lings he's got. And Zergling speed is 15 less seconds away from finishing. This is going to get pushed back.
Yeah, these stalkers here, they could get surrounded and sniped.
Yeah.
And HuK, this has been defended. Armani already droning back up here behind this. He was only on 29 drone seconds, 33 probes.
Brutal. Brutal. Fatality. JJ Tasteless.
What is happening with you?
I'm having a bit of fun. I'm enjoying back being in the microphone, doing the casting thing.
You've been dreaming about this for a long time.
Yeah.
Listening to all of us terrible casters.
Yeah, just hoping I could do a
Sitting, waiting, and wishing.
No, it's not been like that. I just want to impress the other casters that have been doing such a good job over the last 12 months.
Wow.
I'm also
well, why
very
are you
political.
so nice on camera?
Yeah, I'm the opposite off, that's for sure.
Okay, Armani, you're not going to get through. Oh, what?
He gets things through. He's going to get 2 sentries and
How
things
did this happen?
from bad to worse for HuK, who's been completely shut down with his overall strategy in game number 2.
Actually, those links are still attacking the pylon over there. Oh my god, he forces a rewall as well.
Ugh, ugly.
HuK is doing okay though, you know, on the walker count, 42 to 40, and now Armani's getting a lot of units. Armani might be going all in here. Hey, look at this, more links come in now. Remember that HuK doesn't have +1 as well, so dealing with those links is not actually that easy, even though he's got a bunch of Zealots to work with. Armani's trying to break the wall, and HuK's gonna move in position here across the map to try and apply some good pressure himself. Yeah, that is too much. He has to recall, I think.
Yes, there's a lot of roaches and zerglings on the way, and he's going to be able to push this back quite easily. And HuK just doesn't really have that much. He's got this forge and +1 attack down, so he's starting to develop a little bit of his infrastructure.
Oh, the top 3 micro coming into play.
He recalls out. Look, he saves every unit there. Kinda.
you got a lot more feisty since you last casted, Apollo. What's going on?
I don't know. It might have something to do with the McDonald's I had earlier or the Monster Energy drink I'm sipping on. To be honest.
Oh, it's HuK behind is getting Robo +1. 2 cannons. A little bit in a panic mode here. And Burrow's going to start here for Armani, so might be thinking about some kind of tunneling class play here.
Yeah, I mean, if this wall gets broken, so will HuK's best of 3, to be honest. He's got to be very careful not to lose this. Cannon's coming in to help defend. Still has a couple of force fields left. Photon Overcharge probably ready by now by the looks of it. So it seems like he's going to hold on to this. And he does push Armani, but yeah, for now, the layer's finishing up, and we know that the favoured tech structure from the old Zergs is the good old Hydralist Dent. Or is he going to go there? He may decide to, well, he could stay on roaches, I suppose, once the roach speed's finished.
Yeah, Armani's only on 4 gases, so I don't think they're going for something like a Spire would be great here, but
yeah.
Since he already went for Burrow, he might just pump out only roaches with tunneling class, already being on 64 drones.
When you've got such a good economy and production like Armani has, you just got to build a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing when you play at the lower levels of StarCraft. When you're that better or have a better position on your opponent, you just build a lot of stuff and can usually win. That seems to be the plan of action here for Armani, but HuK's going to try and take this third. Warp Prism's always a great addition. Yeah. When you're playing against such an aggressive Zerg, if you can backstab with a warp
It depends though, because if you try to counterattack against a Zerg that's only making units and planning to kill you, then it's the wrong move. You need to be at home warping in units to have enough to defend.
That's true. And he does spot the Warp Prism very early on, before it even crossed the halfway line.
Oh, it's the Desperation Prism into the main, with the Desperation force field on the ramp.
Yeah, Armani's already there. He's got his units ready and waiting. So, unfortunately, another move that's not going to quite work out for. But he does buy himself time. He's getting this third up and running and protected.
He's got an army tailored to deal with this, no pun intended.
Yeah, oh. Yeah, it's...
just keeps on getting better and better.
We're having a great day.
I got a chuckle out of Roddy, so I'm happy. A pity chuckle.
Yeah, that's kind of what we usually are satisfied with as commentators. If we can make Rotterdam smile or laugh, we're doing a great job. And not just rubber casting, usually in every other department too. We're out having a good night. Is Roy smiling? Yep, we're doing all right. And HuK does move forward. He's going to find this goal. He's going to pick it off. Small victory.
If HuK is able to catch up in supply, get a bunch of Immortals and a lot of Blink Stalkers, he might be fine. Armani He's squeezing out 2 more drones with
Yeah,
some more
it's-
units. Starts a hive. Okay, so he wants to go for Vipers.
And considering the position that HuK is in, and he definitely wasn't in a very good one, he's managing to stay alive now. He's getting Immortals, +2 attack very late, obviously. Blink very late as well.
He's hanging in there.
He is hanging in there.
Kid's got alligator blood.
Alligator blood?
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't too sure what you said exactly, but I assume that's what you said. Alligator blood.
It's from a movie.
What movie?
Rounders.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, you need to see it.
If you'd said tiger blood then, I was so into that, man. Like, he's got tiger blood. I would have loved that if you said that, but you didn't.
Yeah,
You
well.
went alligator blood. Different type of animal to me. I got tiger blood.
I'm loving this new Apollo. This new Sean Apollo Clark
I feel
2.0.
like I've been let loose. And now he's going crazy. This next attack, though.
That was bad.
Hydra.
I don't know what this War Prism was still doing there this late into the game with one single Zealot in it, a man on a mission. Like Roddy in a club, unleashed.
Roddy in a club.
Actually, that Zealot would have done way too much damage for us to
All right. Time to see if HuK can defend this attack, because this is a pretty beastie one on its way. A lot of Roach Hydra. And he's obviously had time to build up force field energy. He doesn't have the highest sentry count because he hasn't been spending money on it. He's only got 6 or 7 there, but quite a bit of energy on them.
Oh, this is a great time here for Blink and +2 to finish for HuK here. If he hits the good force fields and just kind of blinks back properly, he's going to be okay, I think. This is still a pretty massive army, though, from the Zerg.
Yeah.
HuK, I don't think he can really expect that hive here to finish with the Vipers that are on the way, so... Yeah, he never saw the hive start, so that HuK right now is getting ready to face a lair army, whereas in reality there is...
Oh, and they're both out of position or kind of in position. It depends on which way you want to look at it. Yeah, it looks
This
like
could be really
Armani's
good
out of
actually for
position
HuK.
then.
If he can snipe a bunch of stuff and then get back,
Look.
I think Armani might just base
Yeah,
trade.
he's given it up. He's given up. His army's actually moving towards his 3rd base. He's going to trade his 4th base for the 3rd, and is HuK going to continue on? Yeah, he's going to base trade. We've got Spine Crawlers coming down on the 2nd. He's willing to give up more than just this
What is
gold.
HuK gonna do though? He saw the Vipers
He pulls
there.
back. He
Oh,
recalls
he forgot
back.
his sentries.
And the Immortal, don't forget. And he goes back to the 3rd. And if he kills off this army, to be honest, if he kills this off in a good fight.
Yeah, maybe it was planned to leave the sentries there. You can't leave. Look, he's got force field behind.
Oh, it's working out. And now Armani's forced to fight, and if HuK can win this somehow, then he's going to be in a decent position. +2 attack and a finish for these Hydras, going to deal a lot of damage, but there is a lot
He
of
started
Hydras
blinking
there.
very late, and all the sentries, they're not using the Guardian Shield on the Stalkers there, so the Stalkers are falling very quickly. Armani, even though he's losing some of his units here, he's still trading very well against these Blink Stalkers.
Yeah, he's trading very well, but likewise, HuK is jumping up to that high ground quite well. But here comes the Blinding Cloud, and that is where the tide really turns. A lot of these Stalkers not really firing too much. They blink out of the Blinding Cloud into the fight. And HuK is going to clean this up. Good fight there from the Canadian. Awesome to see. And
But
now
behind
he's...
this, Armani remaxed or remade units very quickly here.
Yeah, I was about to say, I mean, he didn't really lose that gold base either. He still has got it up and running. He's still at 72 drones.
I don't know, Kev. It's not looking all that good for HuK right now after this. He pulled back really fast.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised. Like, I thought he might just go for the base trade, be like happy to oblige. He could have caught those Vipers maybe on the map too, because he saw them with the hallucination. So if HuK can move all of his Stalkers there, in base trade though, would he survive back? I guess he would lose all of his buildings.
Yeah. Super crazy fun game here by both of them. It just feels a little bit
crazy fun.
It is super crazy
duper,
fun.
Super duper.
Hey, it's
He's stuck again.
He's stuck again. Apollo's stuck in a time loop. It feels though that HuK's just always a tech behind his opponent though. You know? He's getting Storm to deal with this now, but then you've got the Broodlords on the way, and he doesn't have anything to deal with the Broodlords, so in that fight we just saw he didn't quite have enough to deal with the Blinding Cloud as well.
And it's the right choice too about Armani. Like Broodlords against a low econ Protoss, you're never going to be able to deal with them.
Yeah. Good choices from Armani, just always one step ahead of HuK, unfortunately, due to the way that this game opened. But HuK doing a very good job, very resilient job, keeping in. And here comes another fight from Armani. He's going to move forward here, take down this pylon, takes down 2 gateways as well with it. HuK going to come defend. He does not have Storm. No, he does have Storm now. So he's going to come in for this. He takes a couple of...
Oh, good feedbacks at first,
Silent
actually.
Storms, yeah, he does. And HuK's doing okay here, but there's a lot of Roach and Hydra left, and he's without Storm now.
Yeah.
And as you can see, Zealot Stalker is not very good against this army. He drags in the Immortal. And unfortunately for HuK, this may be the end of his best of 3 series if he's not able to clean this up. The Archon comes in. That is the Archon from the cinematic. No, it's not. No, it's not. That died really fast. Yeah. And this is going to be a cleanup here from Armani. 180 supply to 60. And unfortunately for HuK there, gets stung right in the middle between the 2 bases, and he does not have enough to muster up against this. Zealots come charging in to their death. And
Armani
this is
with
where
a
we are
pretty
gonna
good
see
series
this.
here.
Yeah, very good.
Played really well.
GG! JJ! Armani makes it to that bracket stage. He's through to the round of 32 and will be competing in the single elimination, which for you guys tuning in recently will be played today. We'll be doing the round of 32 and the round of 16 today. Finishing the end of today with just 8 players. There's Solo next to him as well. Samsung boys together. That must be reality then, right behind it.
It's a mystery.
I'm guessing, yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
Just before we found out. DreamHack building up the anticipation here.
But yeah, super good series from Armani. I think everyone really expected him to take that series, but it's also good to see that he's in pretty decent shape.
Yeah.
Because as we know, there's a lot of good players at this tournament, and he's not one of the favorites out of all the Koreans that we do have here.
I don't think he even showed too much. It was just like he did what he had to do, kind of like on the fly. A bunch of Hydra discs and Zerglings in map number 1, map number 2. He adjusted as well on the go.
Yeah.
First was getting a lot of units, but then went for the gold and just solid decision making. Like a lot of Zergs, they would have pulled back against Protoss. That's like the one biggest mistake. Protoss attacks you somewhere, they have the Mothership Core. You pull back your entire army, and by the time you cross the map, you lost an entire base, a bunch of drones, and Protoss has recalled and is home free. But he went for the base trade, and then in the end, HuK was the one who kind of chickened out and pulled back.
And he almost could have lost that game really early on, but managed to stay through there. And HuK does have a chance still to fight through this group and make it to the bracket stage himself. This is Group G. The other 2 players in here is Insane and Helton, 2 lesser-known players. Not too many of you at home will know these players, but this is definitely a series that HuK should be winning in the decider match to make it through to the bracket stage, where he'll, of course, be going up against another first-place player. If he gets to that stage, though, he's not through yet. It is Armani who guarantees himself a position in the bracket stage and is 1 game away from getting some juicy WCS points, getting closer to the money.
Sounds like you're hosting right now.
No, well, I'm hosting in the casting pair between us. So
True.
It's not quite the same level of hosting, but it's a similar style.
When Nate is hosting and you're over here, do you feel that you have to challenge him a little bit?
I feel proud.
Why?
Because he's growing up, as we said before.
He's like a son to
He's
you?
expanding his skill base. He's been able to do different parts of on-screen presentation, I suppose. He's getting better.
Yeah.
But he also hasn't hosted that much before. This is his second time.
So for a guy who hosted for, I guess...
I'm looking after you down there, little guy.
Only for a second time, he's doing good, right?
Yeah, my first time hosting, I think, was at a DreamHack event, and I was really bad, actually. I was really nervous, and I couldn't do it very well. To be honest, I'm not that good now. I'm tripping over cables and still dropping mics, but it's not as easy as people think.
You didn't have to mention the mic thing. I covered for you. I kept on talking and talking.
I assume that everyone heard it because it went boom.
Well, I mean, we also hear Counter-Strike guys yelling in the other room.
That's right. This DreamHack Open does have, of course, 2 games being played here, 2 tournaments running at the same time, the Counter-Strike and the StarCraft 2. And I think it was the Australian team. I forgot the name of them.
Renegades?
Is it Renegades? I was going to say something else. I'm good you saved me. Yeah, Renegades. They're a loud bunch, Australians. Kind of similar to Pig and Igers when they play. They're quite rowdy too.
Well, I mean, after the game, though. Not during the game.
Yeah, that was during the game, but that's Counter-Strike, right? You're rowdy during the game.
Would be funny, actually, in StarCraft. People are like, hell yeah! Kill a bunch of stuff.
Has there been anyone that's been rowdy during the game?
They taunt each other in Counter-Strike. Imagine if you force a recall and you're like, that's right!
That's right! But then you realize you're in a soundproof box, so it doesn't matter anyway. I think we're going to have this winner's interview in a second. I'm not sure if it's ready yet. We'll get that for you in a second. I suppose we're looking for the translator because Jeff doesn't speak Korean. He barely speaks English. That'd
be a great challenge, actually, to him to try and interview Armani on his own. Armani's been up to a bunch of tournaments.
Maybe that might be happening. The Samsung player is actually very surprising, quite good at English, especially Solar.
Yeah, Solar, I don't get it. It's the first few times he came to a foreign tournament, he was already sick at English.
Yeah, it was very surprising. I remember saying hello, and you speak broken English to him. You're like, hello, my name's Apollo, and he's like, hello, nice to meet you. I'm like, whoa, where did that come from? But that's our young little Solar, or last year's DreamHack champion.
The draw is going to be very important for the bracket, by the way, for a lot of players. I feel like if you get a bracket that's kind of going against you, your worst matchup and stuff, it's like a true test. Going further,
and the players that are in contention for the WCS points. The 4 players are up here. Imagine if they're in the same side of the bracket. They meet round 1.
Then we know immediately. No.
Well, they wouldn't meet round 1 because we should be expecting every player to be first place. But they could meet in the second part in the round of 16.
They could be all in the same part of the bracket. That'd be crazy.
That'd be nuts. Well, guys, sorry, you're not making it to BlizzCon.
Well, actually, we're finding out which one of you in round 2 is making it to BlizzCon, the one that beats the others somehow.
That's right. Who do you think's gonna survive to BlizzCon? Because it's SOS and Fantasy that are fighting to survive versus Dark and Hyun that are looking to get in. Surely Dark has to get in, right? Everyone's expecting him to.
I feel like SOS and Dark are likely, yeah.
You think Fantasy's going to lose his spot?
I feel really bad saying this because I really like Fantasy, but I think there is a chance. Like,
yeah, I think I do agree with you. I think Dark will get in and take one of the spots.
What about Hyun? He'd need to have a seriously good bracket. Like, Hyun is always someone that we kind of overlook, but at the same time, he's had some good performances, especially in ZVZ.
Not
too long ago.
Yeah. But Hyun is a little bit like Hyun needs at least a final, I think, to really secure it. And on that way, he's more than likely.
Was it Dark that Hyun beats?
When?
Not too long ago. Like he beat a Zerg 3-0.
Oh,
not super long ago.
I remember the 3-0. I'm not sure if it was Dark or not though.
Or like Su or something. I remember it was like a really good Zerg. I was like, oh my god, like what?
I think so. I'm not sure if we're having a winners interview, but I don't know. I think we're going to a break. So I hope you guys have been enjoying this. There'll be more StarCraft around the corner as we look to finish up the group stages.